So here we have basically sort of a conceptual map of what the multiverse might look like. Of course, no one has actually seen it, so this is kind of a concept based on what I've seen and things I've experienced. And there's the Brainer theory, which says that the universe, if it is comprised of multiple universes, they're kind of stacked on top of each other. So, like, it's kind of like paper, except it's three-dimensional paper that overlaps, and that theory just didn't quite work for what I'm saying. So, right here, this big yellow dot is the Alphaverse, and it's kind of like the final destination in some ways. Like, we can't really say what goes on in here because no one has a good enough experience. You can say it's basically the afterlife in some ways, though I'm not even sure it exactly is. That's just what I'm displaying in this model of it. This right here, this is the Betaverse, and we are located in here. If I were to guess, I'd say over here somewhere, or maybe over here somewhere. And this big pink dot is this is the Museverse. So kind of like, it's kind of the idea that muses are things that create themselves into existence. It's kind of, in some way, it sounds paradoxical, but that's basically what it is. So, and sometimes, I'm not sure if this has happened to you, but sometimes I'll get a song stuck in my head. And everyone gets songs stuck in their head, but the thing that will be weird is it'll be a song I've never heard before. Like, I'll be able to even, like, recognize lyrics and stuff from the song, but I never heard it before. And, like, in some ways you could say that, like, either my subconsciousness picked up on a song that I was, like, in the background somewhere and I didn't notice it at all, or you could say, oh, they were playing it in an alternate universe and it somehow came into my subconsciousness. So, and then there's other experiences I've had with muses and other things like that, and we can get into that later. But one thing, okay, so the last thing in here is these green dots over here. Those are Galatian universes. And the way you can kind of think that is, like, one of the easiest ways to explain God is that God is like this being of, like, collective consciousness, and consciousness created everything into existence with ideas. And these green dots kind of represent other ideas, like, that kind of came out from God's idea, the Betaverse, and they, the people in the Betaverse, they'll come up with a story idea or something, and it'll either mitosis out and create another universe in here, which this, by the way, is like a honeycomb of universes. This isn't just one universe. And eventually, one might spout off, and there'll be a new universe here of basically fiction, because the only thing, like, the definition of reality is something in your same plane of existence. So if you don't have access to it, it's basically non-existent. Even it might be in, like, fourth dimensional space somewhere, but if you can't react to it or interact with it, it in effect doesn't exist. And I've had interactions with things that the only explanation for it is either some part of my brain can predict the future, or there is alternate universes out here. Because I've had times where it has predicted the future for certain things, and it's like, it's too specific to just be coincidence. So basically here, I'm not sure if you guys have heard the story of Pygmalion and Galatea. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Basically, this sculptor created a statue, and he so desperately wanted it to be alive that eventually the statue came to life. And so in some ways, these are like little universes that have spouted up from people's inspirations and imaginations, and they're kind of just floating around in space. So you can think like, oh, maybe one of these universes over here is like the Marvel universe, or maybe one of them is who knows what universe, like just like from a story you read. Like, it could be some of those things. And sometimes if a story is realistic or not, it might actually stay in the Betaverse. Like, it might not even spout off. Like, maybe it's just an alternate reality that isn't our reality, but it is. someone else's reality. So that's basically the multiverse in a nutshell, if you can simplify something so complicated. So that is the end of this video. Thank you.